Hi everyone, making videos about the all kind of animals. Hope you like my channel and subscribe. In this video we talk about the Beagle dogs. So let's start. It's hard to oppose the intrigue of a Beagle's dim dark-colored or hazel eyes, with his delicate, arguing articulation. Their upbeat, active and cherishing attributes more than offset by their dog nature, which is curious, decided, and concentrated on nourishment. They aren't yappy hounds, however they do have three particular vocalizations: a bark, snarl, a baying cry, and a half-baying wail. The half-yell vocalization as a rule is held for when they see quarry, or believe it's a great opportunity to wake the neighbors at 6 a.m. Being pack dogs, they for the most part coexist well with different dogs and their human companions, and they think everybody is their new closest companion. The most significant thing to think about the Beagle is that he is a scent hound. His nose is the most significant piece of his life systems, and his head is constantly to the cold earth, scanning for an intriguing trail to pursue. Beagles have around 220 million scent receptors, contrasted with the immaterial 5 million or so in individuals, which makes them truly adept at grabbing aromas. Humorist Dave Barry once depicted his in-law's Beagle as a nose with feet. You may have seen the Beagle's nose at work at air terminals the nation over. In 1984, the U.S. branch of agriculture utilized Beagles to track down booty nourishment being brought into the United States at the Los Angeles International Airport. The trial was a gigantic achievement. Since they are little, agreeable, and charming, the Beagles didn't threaten individuals who fear hounds, and with their super nose control, they could be prepared to distinguish explicit nourishment articles while bypassing those that weren't booty. Today, individuals from the Beagle Brigade watch the baggage carousel territories at in excess of 20 worldwide air terminals and different purposes of passage into the United States. Despite the fact that they've fanned out into different fields of work, Beagles stay wonderful trackers of little game. The National Beagle Club's Institute Farm has AKC-endorsed field preliminaries where racers with packs are put under a magnifying glass in the field. Numerous different nations have comparative exercises for chasing Beagles. On account of their little size and delicate disposition, Beagles can do well in condos if their kin are happy to walk them on lead a few times each day in a wide range of climate. They need a lot of activity, about an hour daily if possible. Whenever left alone and unexercised, Beagles can wind up dangerous. Highlights about Beagles. Beagles can be hard to house train. A few people say it can take as long as a year to completely house train some Beagles. Case preparing is completely suggested. Beagles can get exhausted whenever left alone in a house excessively long. Whenever left in a lawn, Beagles will begin discovering approaches to entertain themselves, as a rule by yelling, burrowing, or attempting to get away. The most well-known explanation Beagles are gone over to save gatherings is on the grounds that either their proprietors or their proprietors' neighbors became wary of their baying. Be certain that you are set up to work with your canine to control extreme yapping and wailing. Beagles are focuses for hoodlums who might take them and maybe offer them to inquire about research facilities for use in analyses. Regulate your Beagle when he is outside and make certain to have him microchipped. Since they are scent hounds, Beagles will stray in the event that they get alluring smell noticeable all around. Their noses control their cerebrums, and on the off chance that they smell something intriguing, nothing else exists in their reality. In spite of the fact that they are cherishing and delicate, Beagles can have a free, obstinate streak. Submission preparing is suggested, yet be certain the teacher of the class comprehends dog character and supports utilizing nourishment as a reward, which not many Beagles can stand up to. Do you recollect how the well-known animation Beagle Snoopy stressed over his nourishment bowl? Beagles are chow dogs and will gorge whenever given an opportunity. Screen the measure of nourishment you give them and make certain to keep your organizers shut and your trash cans verified. Something else, your Beagle will track down the nourishments he loves the best. With respect to nourishment, your Beagle most likely will pay attention to its nourishment bowl. Beautiful. Instruct youngsters to regard your Beagle while it is eating, and not to approach it or bother it with nourishment. Beagles are bad insurance or watchman hounds since they're typically friendly to everybody they meet. Beagle's history. The birthplace of Beagle is questionable. Its idea that it might have been gotten from the French word Beagle, which means open throat, or from the Old English word beak, which means little. Others figure it might have originated from the French word Beagler, which means to roar, or the German word Beagle, which means to chasten. The breed's history is overcast too in light of the fact that breeds as we probably am aware them today didn't generally create until the 19th century. Greek reports from 400 BC portray beagle-like pooches, and the Romans may have carried little hare-chasing dogs with them to England and reproduced them with the neighborhood dogs. William the Conqueror apparently brought Talbot dogs, presently wiped out, to England during the Norman conquest in 1066. These pooches are believed to be the progenitors of the beagle and the foxhound. Beagles wound up mainstream in England right off the bat in its history. During the rules of Edward II, 1307–1327, and Henry VII, 1485–1509, amazingly little beagles, called glove beagles, were famous. They supposedly were little enough to be held in a gloved hand. There's likewise notice of singing beagles, named for their bugling voices. Elizabeth I, 1533–1603, kept packs of pocket beagles that stood just 9 inches tall. These little pooches were portrayed in artworks as short-legged and pointy-nosed. They were utilized for chasing, yet immediately dropped out of support since they weren't quick. During the 1700s, fox chasing wound up mainstream in England, and the beagle dropped out of support as the bigger foxhound turned into the pooch of decision. On the off chance that it hadn't been for the ranchers in England, Ireland, and Wales who kept on keeping packs to chase hare and bunny, the breed may have turned out to be terminated around then. In the mid-1800s relevant Philip Honeywood built up a pack of beagles in Essex, England. These canines are believed to be the precursors of the advanced beagle. Fire up! Honeywood reproduced for chasing abilities, not looks. Thomas Johnson, a kindred Englishman, was answerable for rearing beagles who were both appealing and great trackers. At about a similar time, American raisers began bringing in beagles from England to improve the vibes of their own canines. A considerable lot of the English imports were reproduced to a normal tallness of 15 to 17 creeps at the shoulder so they could chase fox. American raisers began reproducing them to be littler for bunny chasing. Of intrigue is the fixed beagle strain created by Willet Trendle in New York around 1880. The line is basically white with an extremely enormous tri-shaded spot. They were well known during the 1940s and 1950s since they had the option to run so quick. Today, numerous individuals call lemon and white or red and white beagles patch beagles. In 1916, 5 members from the National Beagle Club bought 508 sections of land in western Lawtown County, Virginia to hold field preliminaries. The men who bought it shaped an enterprise called Institute Corporate to buy and possess the land, at that point renting it to the Institute Foundation that keeps up the property for the National Beagle Club, which today is the site of numerous exercises of the National Beagle Club. Character. Beagles are delicate, sweet, and clever. They will make you snicker, yet that is the point at which they're not making you cry in light of their frequently devious conduct. Beagle individuals invest a great deal of energy attempting to outsmart their mutts, and they frequently should turn to nourishment prizes to draw the beagle into a condition of impermanent acquiescence. Like each pooch, the beagle needs early socialization, presentation to a wide range of individuals, sights, sounds, and encounters, when they're youthful. Socialization guarantees that your beagle doggy grows up to be a balanced canine. Size. The American Kennel Club perceives 2 assortments of beagle. The 13-inch assortment is for dogs that don't surpass 13 crawls in stature at the shoulder, and the 15-inch assortment is for dogs that stand 13 creeps to 15 crawls at the shoulder. Contingent upon their stature, beagles weigh somewhere in the range of 18 and 30 pounds.